When you do that which Allah ordered you to do, have full yaqeen in Allah that everything's going to be okay. How? We read the Quran, but do we really understand it? And that's our problem, and that's our point. Speed reading during Ramadan, which we mentioned it, some ulama said speed reading is good in Ramadan because the time is extra credit time and you want to get more reading in it. It's good to speed read. Now, slow down the speed reading and learn and comprehend and contemplate what you see and read in the Quran. Allah told Noah, build a ship, Noah. Did he object to it? If you look at everything, all the odds were against Noah. But no, build a ship means build a ship. Build a ship means build a ship. Allah said it. Did he say, they're not going to let me access the trees down there that I got to chop down? Build a ship means build a ship. It's a command from Allah. It's not me and you talking to each other. It's a command from Allah. He chopped down the logs and took a hammer, began to build a ship. His people seen him. They said, what's up with that, Noah? What's going on here, Noah? He said, this is the house that floats on water. They began to laugh. They thought it was funny. They mocked him. They said, Noah, oh, now after being a prophet of Allah, now so suddenly you're a carpenter? You, Noah, alone are going to build that ship 3 levels? Yeah, right. 3 levels, and take all the believers and the animals and put them on that ship and just go float away on that supposedly house of water. وَيَصْنَعُ الْفُلْكَ وَكُلَّمَا مَرَّ عَلَيْهِ مَلَأٌ مِّن قَوْمِهِ سَخِرُوا مِنْهُ قَالَ إِن تَسْخَرُوا مِنَّا فَإِنَّا نَسْخَرُ مِنْكُمْ كَمَا تَسْخَرُونَ. He was constructing the ship. Whenever his people passed by, they would mock him. What did he tell them? قَالَ إِن تَسْخَرُوا مِنَّا فَإِنَّا نَسْخَرُ مِنْكُمْ كَمَا تَسْخَرُونَ. If you mock us because they thought it was just him building the logs, chopping the logs and putting the wood together. They don't know there was a power behind him. You mock us, there's going to come a time when we're going to mock you. Notice, he did what Allah told him, even though it seemed impossible. They mocked him. They hurt him. Then he made dua. Rabbi inni maghlubun fantasir. He made dua. When he was chopping the log and hammering it with his hammer and constructing the ship in obedience to Allah, and then he said, Inni maghlubun fantasir. Do you think that he thought that Allah was going to drown the universe for him? Allah was behind him. Do you think he thought that though? The mother of Musa, she had plenty to object about, plenty to complain. And the sisters know that all very well. وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّ مُوسَىٰ أَنْ أَرْضِعِيهِ فَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ فَأَلْقِيهِ فِي الْيَمِّ وَلَا تَخَافِي وَلَا تَحْزَنِي. The mother of Musa, put your son in the water. Put your son in the water. Baby infant. The sisters know this well. Put him in a basket. Make a little casket in a basket and toss him in the Nile. She nurses him. She puts him in a basket. This is the time to object. She puts him in the Nile and throws him and tosses him out. Who throws a son in the water? Especially the strong currents and this deep water of the Nile. You know that subhanallah, the Nile River, many say it's about 4,132 miles long. It's said to be one of the longest, possibly the longest river in the world. Assigned to us. He says, put it in the water. She put it in the water. Not why, but and I got to go vote on it. Her infant's in the casket. She doesn't hesitate to carry the command of Allah, the laws of Allah. Allah said, do it. She did it. That's it. Doesn't make sense to me and you, and probably her. But Allah said it. That's it. Musa said, Allah told me, I'm going to do it. Allah told us to establish our tawheed on this earth. We're supposed to say, we obey, we hear, and we shut our mouths after that. When she puts Musa in the Nile, she didn't know that later on. Just like Noah didn't know that Allah's going to drown his whole world. She didn't know that in the palace of Fir'aun, Musa's going to scream, Asya, the wife of Fir'aun, is going to tend to him, but he's not going to be quiet. The guards are going to come help her, tend to him, but he's not going to be quiet. The nurses are in lines trying to calm him down, and he's not going to stop. His cry is louder and louder. It was the mercy of Allah, the most merciful, the gentleness of the most gentle of Allah, that made out of the screams of Musa means to bring the mother of Musa back to unite with her son. It is Allah. It is Allah. 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 If she did what she was told and she did, she gets what she was promised. And in between those, she has full yaqeen in Allah that Allah will fulfill His promise. Let me repeat these laws. Let me repeat these rules. These are from the Quran. If she did what she was told and she did, she gets what she was promised. And in between those, she has full yaqeen in Allah that He will fulfill His promise to her. What's the promise? إِنَّا رَادُّوهُ إِلَيْكِ وَجَعِلُهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. We shall bring him. Musa, do what you're told. We shall bring him back to you. And we shall make him one of our messengers. The same applies to me and you. In tansurullah yansurkum. Just like Musa was promised, we were promised. She fulfilled, we didn't. When Ibrahim left Hajar in a land with no water, no crop, no human, Allahu amaraka bihadha? Allah told you to do this? He said yes. She said, go, go, go. Allah will not neglect us. If He told you to do this, go. Did He even, or she, in their wildest imagination, upon complying, while they were complying with the difficult task of leaving a woman deserted with nowhere, think that a spring would break out of the earth, Zamzam, from that day, and it will continue until the judgment day? When Musa left with Bani Israel in submission to Allah's command, Fir'aun behind him, the waters in front of him, Allah said go, he goes. The waters in front of him, the Fir'aun's behind him. Kalla inna ma'i rabbi sayahdin. Full yaqeen in Allah. He did what Allah told him. Did he ever imagine that it will part and each part would be like a mountain? Kalla inna ma'i rabbi sayahdin. What happens? فانفلق فكان كل فرق كالطود العظيم. Abraham puts his son, his child, his son that he so long awaited for his birth. He takes him and he takes the knife. The law of Allah, the rule of Allah. Allah told him to do it, he's going to do it. And his son is looking at him, telling him, افعل ما تؤمر. Do it. Do it. When dad and son were talking and having that conversation in submission to Allah, do, and I'm going to do it. Did any of them think a ram nurtured in Jannah for 500 years was being prepared for a moment like that? Yaqeen, confidence in Allah. Use the means you have, like Hajar in the many examples that I said. Use the means you have, like Hajar in the desert. Depend on Allah like Ibrahim. Make dua like Noah. Submit like Musa. In all those situations, they acted in matters anyone of the deluded people of today would have said, don't do it. You're crazy if you do it. They did it. And in all the situations, the ease and victory comes from ways no one, not even they, would have perceived it. When Yusuf was in prison and he had full yaqeen and tawakkul on Allah, did an earthquake break him out of prison? Did an earthquake dismantle the doors of the prison or blow the prison walls out so he can walk out? You know how it was? With yaqeen in Allah? In the deep darkness of the night, Allah sent a dream that infiltrated the king's brains, and the dream, as a means from Allah, is what got him out of prison. He made a dream seep into the leader's brains that was the means of release that Allah chose for him. It is Allah. Certainty in Allah overtopples despair. and takes you out of the misery or the bad situation you're in. Certainty in Allah, yaqeen in Allah. Certainty, yaqeen in Allah has unfortunately become words mentioned on our pulpits and on our tongues. Words that are not fully embedded in our hearts nor established in our lives.